Hey everyone. Wondering if anyone has had experience with this previously. My wife and I, 33 male, 29 female, have been separated for a week now. Last Friday, I noticed the cell phone bill had a huge amount of texts on it from her number to a specific number, and I didn't know whose it was. I called the number from my work phone, and it went to voicemail. The voicemail said, "This is Mark, leave a message." I don't know anyone closely named Mark, and I don't know who she would. There are no family members, and she texted the guy back and forth like 800 times this month. Naturally, I was sick to my stomach. I got up from my desk and went to the bathroom, where I just shook for about 10 minutes. When I went back to my desk, I wasn't sure how to approach it, so I called her. She was at work. At first, she was all cheery, and then I said I got the cell phone bill. "Who's Mark?" There was nothing for a second, and then she just said, "A guy I work with," and she immediately followed it up by saying, "I'm not allowed to talk to people." After that, I said, "This is bullshit," and hung up. I left work and just drove around for a while, and after a couple hours, she called me, and she was pleading and crying, saying nothing happened. She was talking about how they were just texting because they were talking shit about a coworker and didn't want to do it on the work computers. I wasn't sure what to believe. I told her I'd meet her at home in an hour. When I got home, she was again crying, saying she was sorry and how nothing happened. I asked to see the messages, but she had deleted all of them. She said she just deleted all of them a few days ago. She swore up and down that nothing happened. And when I pressed her, she just reiterated and cried. I'm not sure what to believe. Here's the thing, we have 2 little kids, and I don't really want our family to be over with. But I can't stop thinking about how something has been going on. I'm not sure they had sex, but why would she delete all the messages then? Later that weekend, while she was sleeping, I took her phone and went through the other messages. At one point, she was texting her lady friend from work about a happy hour for all of their department. And in the text thread, her friend said, "Where were you two?" referring to her and Mark. What took you guys forever? And then there were no messages for a while, and then another one from her friend that just said her and her husband did it in the car once. I obviously presumed that to mean she was doing it in the car with this asshole. I didn't say I saw that message. I just said I can't do this and need some time and left. I've been staying on my buddy's couch for the last few days, and my wife is desperate for me to come home and still denying anything happened. I want to be there for my kids, but I'm going crazy thinking about her with someone else. I've been looking this guy up on the internet, and he looks like a real douchebag. He has a family too. I'm tempted to reach out to his wife and ask what's going on, but I also worry that if I'm wrong, I could ruin everyone's life. I also feel like a big pussy. I've had my share of chances to cheat, and I never have. I always thought it was a line not to cross. Apparently, it's easier for some than others. This has evidently been going on for like 3 months. One of her text exchanges was even while we were on a family vacation, right there with all of us around. I can't believe that this is happening. I just want things to be how they were. I think she has been cheating though, and I don't think I can get past it. But the worst part is I just can't prove it. Edit. I'm back home now. I told my wife that if she needed any chance of saving our marriage, I needed the complete truth and her phone. She refused to give her phone, saying I was crossing boundaries and that I can't order her about just because she had an affair. It tells me everything I want to know. You guys are right, there is no salvaging this. I've booked an appointment for a divorce lawyer tomorrow. I'm also telling her parents of her affair tonight. Update. D-Day was 3 months ago. We're officially separated and divorce is underway. Our state mandates a 9-month separation before the divorce is finalized. I'm doing okay. The children are doing good. We are all in our home. Life is more or less normal. The soon-to-be ex moved out 2 months ago to live with the AP. Then 2 weeks ago, she came back with her bags packed and tried to get in the house, saying it's over between her and AP. I told her to get stuffed. She left, cussing me out. I almost didn't recognize her. She looked damn near homeless. Well, I guess she technically is. My soon-to-be ex was a well-kempt woman, always attractive to her looks and upgrading her wardrobe and shit. I almost felt sorry for her to see her in that state. So that's it. That's the update. This sub has been a great support for me the past 4 months. I'm forever grateful, and I'll keep you guys updated. Have a nice day. Story 2. Cheated on while on a business trip. My wife and I have been married for about 3 years. My job requires that I travel frequently. I'm probably gone about 30 to 50% of the time. While I was on a recent trip, my wife asked if we could talk, and she proceeded to tell me how things have gotten out of control at a guy's house, whom we were both friends with. She claims they didn't sleep together, but there was fingering involved and who knows what else. Some background. The guy is also married and has a small child. His wife is working overseas for a while, so also away from the home for the majority of the time. My wife and I have both been friends with this guy for over a year. We've spent time over at his house playing with his child, watching movies, dinners, playing games, etc. As I am gone a lot for my job, naturally my wife spends quite a bit of time with her friends while I'm gone. I knew that she'd been going over to this guy's house occasionally to hang out in addition to her other friends, and I had no issue with that. I trusted her and didn't imagine anything would happen. A few months ago, she admitted that there'd been some flirting going on with this guy, and she told me she was very sorry and she would never do it again. Me being stupid, I thought it was fine and she was just overreacting and being too guilty. My wife is honest to a fault, which is one of her better qualities. Then a few months after that, she came back and said she'd flashed him or something and that she was very sorry and said it would never happen again. I was a little more concerned, but was a little confused about what had actually happened, and again, stupidly, did not pay it much mind and told her I trusted her and figured this would be a wake-up call for her to stop this behavior. Obviously now I'm kicking myself for not seeing this coming sooner. Overall, I would consider our marriage moderately happy. She's not pleased with the fact that I'm gone a lot, but she knows it won't be for more than a few years. I'm not an overly sensitive, expressive guy, and she'd been feeling down about that, so I'd been working on doing some little things to make her happy and feel loved. I thought things were getting a bit better until this happened. The good news is she told me about it almost immediately after it happened and showed sincere remorse and guilt. I have no doubt that she feels terrible about what she did and believe that she truly wants to fix things. With that being said, I don't think I've ever felt more betrayed in my life. Growing up, I was never successful with girls and had some pretty big insecurities about that until I became an adult. Meeting my wife was the best thing that ever happened to me. All of a sudden, I felt like I was special and could be loved, which is something I'd never experienced before. Those years of getting to know each other, falling in love, and getting married are some of the happiest of my life. But now I feel like complete dirt. I keep thinking, if she could mess around with this guy, who, in my honest opinion, is not a generally attractive man, what possible chance do I have against any other guy she's bound to meet over the course of our marriage? I also have had pretty significant difficulty forming friendships that are stronger than the casual workplace or acquaintance type relationship. I have family, but like me, they're also not very sensitive, expressive, and I'm not particularly close to them, though we don't have a bad relationship. As pathetic as it sounds, my wife is probably the only person that I have a legitimately strong, consistent, and loving relationship with. As a result, when this happened, I felt like I'd been betrayed by pretty much the only person I had a real connection with. This only happened a few days ago, and my wife and I haven't even seen each other yet. I've read some of the other posts here and realized this is pretty mild compared to what others have experienced, but I'm having a tough time dealing with it. I'm not currently intending to divorce her, and I'm planning to give her a second chance, but I know it's going to be a hard road ahead. I had a really long flight home the other day and couldn't get out of my head the whole time. I couldn't stop imagining her with the other guy. I don't think I'll be able to have sex with her for the foreseeable future, as I feel like it would just make me more bitter and resentful. We don't have any children, though we'd been talking about trying in the next few years. Now I'm not sure if I even want kids anymore, at least not anytime soon, as that would further entangle me and make it harder to leave if this happened again. She's agreed to end all communication and friendship with the guy. I also made sure the guy informed his wife of what went on and got a screenshot that sort of proves he told her. She's also agreed that she'll make it a rule not to hang out alone with any guys anymore. What do you think? I know this situation isn't nearly as bad as others have had it. Am I overreacting? Thanks. You don't have kids. I'd honestly just leave. Whatever you decide, don't have sex with her. She might try to trick you into getting her pregnant. You'll be screwed if she gets knocked up. There'll also be doubts as to who the dad is, too. Pretty sure she's sleeping with him, and you need to stand up for yourself and walk away. She's not going to give up. You mentioned you're away a lot for work, so do you want to always be looking over your shoulder? You don't deserve to live in fear. She's taken advantage of your forgiveness. Show her the consequences and show her the door. Now for some comments. Like the other poster said, you've already given her plenty of chances, and you continuing to tell her you trust her is just reinforcing her behavior. She's crossing the line a little further each time, although I would place lots of money that they've absolutely already had sex, which will trickle in along with other truths. If I'm being honest, get out while you don't have kids. She has confessed to increasingly more sexual things with this dude. Yes, she may be telling you the truth, but I feel that these confessions are leading up to something much worse. I think she's lying. I think it's already surpassed what she's said. I'm sorry, but she can't be trusted at all at this point. Seek divorce advice and take care of yourself.